Hey guys, and welcome to the video and another segment of hacking, modding news and info. Today is Monday, the 22nd of June, 2020, and we will be able to fit all of the news from this past week into just one segment. Thank goodness. In case you missed it last week, there were 3 of these segments because so much had happened during last week and the week before. For those who are new to these weekly segments, you can read down in the description for a brief summary, but basically I just cover and highlight what I think the viewers and subscribers of this channel would find informative, helpful, useful, or maybe just entertaining in the hacking, modding, homebrew, and pirate scenes. We're going to be covering everything today. There's not a whole lot, so let's go ahead and jump into it. And we'll kick things off over at the PS3 scene, where a couple of things have been updated. Movian and Showtime both are now on version 5.0.705. Now each one of these, when you click on them and you go to the releases tab, it doesn't show what has been done in this latest update, so your guess is as good as mine. And now normally when these two update, they always update at the same time, and usually it's just some very minor stuff, maybe a little fix here or there, or very small addition. So if you're already using these, it's really up to you to decide whether you want to update them or not. Now we move on over to the Switch scene and we pay a visit here to Logic Sunrise. We're going to be making a few stops here at this site during the video, so I'll just remind you right now that if you do decide to pay it a visit, it is in French and you may have to translate it like I did. So the first thing up for the Switch is this. Apparently this is a leaked Citra Libretro core. It's now in the form of a .nro file, so it installs like any other homebrew, and it allows you to play your backed up 3DS games or 3DS ROMs. Now this is officially supposed to come out at some point in the future, but it has already leaked. Because this is an unofficial version, of course Team Libretro does not give it any support or endorse it or whatever, but some people are using it with really good results. There's someone here who posted up a video and it's about 19 minutes long. I watched about half of it and it looks pretty damn good. Everything seems to be running very smooth for the most part. The game is, I would say, at least like 90% playable. It occasionally has some dropped frame rates here and there and a little bit of issues with sound occasionally here and there. But again, for the most part, it's playable, very, very playable. And keep in mind, again, this is an early leaked version. Hopefully the official one that comes out will be even better still. But even this leaked version, it just looks incredibly promising. I'm excited. Can't wait for the official one to come out. And when it does, I will let you guys know. And we continue to remain here at Logic Sunrise. Next, we see an update to Switch LAN Play, now on version 0.2.3. And this is pretty straightforward. Switch LAN Play is a client which allows people to come together and play as though they were online through a server that is not Nintendo's, which allows you to play even if your Switch has been banned. You can set up something so that you and your friends can all join, or one of them can, and then of course you can connect to that network, to that server. This is obviously for those who are a little more advanced. You need to have the right equipment and you need to know how to set everything up in order, of course, to take advantage of it. There's a lot of information here. It also shows you, as of right now, which games are compatible. When you come over and you click on the information here for Switch LAN Play, you are brought over to the GitHub, and on the main page of the GitHub there is a ton of information to help you set everything up. And of course the releases has all the files that you need, and I can't stress it enough. Again, this is for people who are a little bit more advanced, who not only possess the skills but also have the equipment and all that stuff to set everything up. And next we head on over to Team Executor's official site, where we see an update to SXOS. This is now on version 3.0.2 beta, of course. There's been various fixes here. They fixed issues with some game crashes. They fixed a save data bug issue. Some popular extensions are working again. For example, Tesla overlays, the sysclock overlay is working, SX autoloader is working again, Immunand on eMMC is working again, and various other little minor stability improvements that they've done, and some other fixes here and there. And since we are talking about Team Executor, there's a topic that has popped up here on Logic Sunrise regarding updating your Switch if you have a mod chip using ChoiduJour-NX. Now, normally that homebrew is the one you would use to update your Switch so that you A, don't burn any fuses, and B, you don't have to connect to Nintendo servers, so you don't need to worry about getting your system banned. But apparently, if you try using this, if you have a mod chip installed, it doesn't matter which one, your system will brick. And it'll brick to the point where it may be very difficult, if not near impossible, for you to recover. So either the developer of ChoiduJour-NX has to update it so that it works with the mod chips, or Team Executor will need to figure out something in order to make it compatible. So for now, anyone who has a mod chip installed, you have to make sure you just update either via the normal way and keep your fingers crossed and hope you don't get banned, or you're just going to have to wait till either the developer of ChoiduJour-NX fixes the issue and or Team Executor does. And next up, we have an update to PKSM. And by the way, we've jumped over to the 3DS scene. Those of you who are Pokemon fans and have a modded 3DS, 2DS system know already exactly what this is. Well, it gets updated, and this recent update has quite a few fixes here, including general system stability improvements to enhance the user experience. That's my favorite. I love when devs add that because it's always what Nintendo and Sony and companies like that always add to their updates. Anyway, there are, all joking aside, quite a few fixes and additions here. The main thing now is the Sword and Shield DLC Isle of Armor, which is supported. So that is a big thing, of course. You can scroll down here to the bottom where the assets are, and the two files are there. You don't need both. Obviously, you can use either or. I'm more of a .cia guy myself, but you can snag the one that best suits your needs. Alright guys, now we head on over to the world of emulation. Our first stop will be here at Logic Sunrise again. There's been an update to 3D Zen. It now has the capability to be used in VR. Now, this is an emulator that you use with your PC, and for those that don't know, what it does is that it takes your NES games and it converts them to 3D. Now, it doesn't do this for every game. Right now, 70 games are supported, but more keep getting added. However, what it does is absolutely amazing. It just completely changes this game, or these games, by making them all three-dimensional, giving you control over the camera as well, so you can tilt up and down, side to side, go all the way around, as you can see them doing here in the video. It doesn't affect gameplay at all. Nothing is affected. So the games remain exactly the same as they were. They're just in 3D. It's absolutely amazing. It's so good that it just appeared on Steam a couple of days ago, and it's just $9. The regular price is $10, but it's on sale right now. But even at $10, I think this is still a steal, especially since 70 games are supported and they look so good. They look like they've been remastered for like the Switch or whatnot. Anyway, this is something I'm going to be picking up. If you're a fan, you may want to look into it too, because hey, $9 is not bad. And again, they now added VR support, so if you happen to have a PC with VR, you'll get even a higher level of enjoyment out of this. And next up, we have an update to the popular emulator Dolphin. This one emulates Wii and GameCube on various platforms. This is now in version 3.0.0. There have been many features that have been added to the PC version of this, such as grid view. You can watch all your games on one grid. There's also something here that mentions the ability for you to scan game covers, which are then uploaded to Game TDB, whatever that may be. I don't use Dolphin, I haven't yet, so I'm not familiar with it, but all the versions for the various platforms have been updated. There is a change log here that goes like from here to the moon. It's so long with all of the fixes and improvements and additions and all of the stuff that they've done in this latest update. It's just mind numbing. You can come here to Dolphin's main site. There's a link to it. I will put that link also down in the description in case you want to go there directly. Next up, we have an update to Retroarch 1.8.9, and as is the case with these Retroarch updates, there's way too much here for me to cover, so I'm just going to kind of gloss over some of the highlights, beginning with this. AI service custom accessibility service support. Now this is still in development, but apparently what this will do is it will allow people who are blind to experience playing video games. Now I'm not even going to pretend to understand what goes into making all this work, but the fact that there are people who want to make this for those people who are blind, I mean, hats off to them, because, you know, they can be spending their time doing something else, but the fact that they have enough love and passion for video games that they want to make other people experience that love and that passion, even people who can't see. I mean, you know, what else can you do but applaud all the work these guys are doing? All right, so continuing on, we have some core management options here. Now cores back up when updating, some improvements to Vulkan WSI. Then you have your massive change log here. And as usual, you just head on over to the downloads page and pick the favorite platform or platforms that you use Retroarch on and grab the necessary files. And lastly, under our miscellaneous mentions section, we have this, an update to PKHeX. You can come here and click on the read more to check out the changelog and what's been done in this latest version. When you are ready to grab your download, you can head on over to the download section. But first, for those who don't know, PKHeX is just a save editor for like core series Pokemon games. You can manipulate various types of game save files from various different platforms and different games. So when you head on over to the tutorials, for example, you can see all the different platforms that this supports. Now this PKHeX is for your PC, so you can come here to the downloads, click on PKHeX, and here is where you would get the latest version. And that is going to do it for this week's episode, guys. You know I appreciate you watching, and if you found anything here informative, useful, helpful, or maybe just entertaining, or you just want to throw some love or appreciation to the channel, of course, the best way to do that, as always, is just to hit that like button and maybe subscribe if you haven't already. Much love going out to everyone. Be careful out there, be safe, but have fun, and we will see you on the next one.